In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to make your very own dip pen. And all you need for this is a dowel rod, a little bit of aluminum wire, a pair of pliers, and of course your pen nibs, which you can pick up on Amazon. You can actually pick up all of this stuff in any just Hobby Lobby or craft store, pretty much anywhere that you can pick up art supplies, you can pick this stuff up. These dowel rods are 1/4 inch or 1/4 inch, and they fit the pen nibs on the outside perfectly. So how do you make one of these? First, you start off with some aluminum wire, and all you really need is about this much, not very much at all. And now we can use this to wrap around the end of our dowel rod, which will give us an area to slide on the pen nibs. So you just hold that in place like this, and you twist the wire around, trying to get it as close together as possible. Now, the best way that I've found to put the pen nib underneath the metal is to line it up on the edge like this, hold the pen nib in place, and then take it up to where that first ridge is, and then twist this metal piece. And as you twist it, it's kind of going to screw the metal piece onto the pen nib. And now the final thing that you need to do is take your pliers, or you can bend these down with your fingers, but I recommend pliers, and bend down the ends of your metal. That way it's not going to come up and poke you while you are using it. You just bend that one down and bend the top one down. And at this point, you are ready to do some calligraphy writing. You're ready to do some cursive, whatever you're going to use this dip pen for.
Most people, whenever they see these, they want to learn how to write cursive, although they say calligraphy, and two totally different things. Other option that you have with making work or art, you can also use it for outlining and details like I have on here. And this is another video that I've uploaded on the channel, but basically you can use this to do really detailed manga outlines. These types of pens are perfect for that. This one is a writing nib, and the idea with this is whenever you put pressure on it, it will actually increase the width as you apply pressure and widen out the tip of it to give you a broader stroke. You can see that little line in between there. When you push down on it, it widens out. That way it'll give you a bolder line. Whenever I was learning how to write with a pen, I actually used these. And these come in different sizes, as you can see right here. And basically they're the same type of pen as this, but they don't give a fine line unless you hold it a certain way. These are mainly for writing in bold or doing calligraphy. So as you can see here, it comes up to a point, and basically the width of that is how wide your lines are going to be. And if you want a thin line, you have to angle it to draw down like that, so you get a very thin line, or you draw like this to get a very thick line. You can also get ones that look similar to this. This has a rounded tip on it, and basically what it does, it will give the same consistency as a circle for every line that you make. So there's no variation in the widths, it's always going to be that size. So you may have noticed that these nibs have a hole near the top of it. Now, these holes right here are called ink wells, and that is where you store your ink at. So whenever you dip your pen in ink, you want it to go up past those holes so it can hold ink. If it does not have those holes, you may also have a little wraparound thing like that right there. That is exactly the same thing. That is an inkwell. It takes the ink, holds it in here, and then moves it down towards the tip whenever you are applying pressure to write with. You may notice that if you load your pen nib up for the first time and you're trying to dip it in ink and write with it, that it is a little bit difficult to write with. The reason for that, and I did not know this until looking it up, these pen nibs, if you've never used them before, actually come from the factory coated in a kind of wax that helps prevent it from rusting while it is in shipping. So the best way to get rid of the wax coating on here that is preventing you from writing is to take a lighter or a candle. And you basically just hold a flame over it and just pass it over it just a couple times like that. And that will remove any of the wax that is left over on your pen nib. It doesn't take long, and you don't want to do it too much because if you do, you could warp the metal, and that's not good. Dip it inside of your solution up to the hole for your pen nib. Now, how you hold your pen nib, you actually hold it with the curved side up. So the area right here that is curved, that side is going to be pointing up. The inside curve, or the concave, needs to be pointed down. And when you are writing with your pen, you want to push down pressure as you're pulling it towards you. And when you push away from you, you want to kind of tilt your pen, rotate it just a little bit, and then lightly touch the paper as you're pulling away. Otherwise, you're going to be gouging the paper, and you'll actually bend your pen nib a little, and then it'll flick back up and it will splatter ink. You don't want to do that. You just want to kind of hold it to the side, pull away from you at an angle. So pulling down, you apply pressure. Pulling up, you kind of pull away from you. And that is the basics of how to use a pen. And it takes a little bit of time to get used to, but once you get used to it, you can write with it pretty consistently. I've covered how to load your pen. How do you rinse your pen off? Well, once you have finished with your pen, all you have to do is take your pen, put it in some water, swish it around a little bit, and it's clean. Now you need to take a paper towel or a cloth or something like that, and you need to just dry it off. Do not put a whole lot of pressure, and when you drag, you're dragging this way. That way you're not damaging the pen tip. And that's it. You can store your pen tip, or you can leave it in there. I leave mine inside of the pen itself. And you store this the same way that you would store your paintbrushes. Wood side down. So this top part is pointing up, and I know that might be a little dangerous, but if you point it the other way and store it like that, then you might damage the pen nib at the tip.